Yes guys, welcome back to the new video. Today we are going to cover the most hyped topic on the cryptosphere now, which is runes. Sorry I have not been uploading lately. We've been to Hong Kong with the team, so it's been pretty busy April so far. But now I'm back and ready to introduce you and make you ready for runes, how to mint them, how to buy, and everything around. So as we can see here, in 3 days and 10 hours the Bitcoin halving is going to happen, and at the block 840,000 the runes protocol will go live. So let's hop into it. What are runes? Runes are basically like fungible tokens on the Bitcoin layer 1, as something similar to BRC20s, but they are using different approach. BRC20 has been using only inscriptions on the ORT protocol, and now runes are slightly different. They will be using the UTXOs, which is the output after each transaction, and you can store their messages. They are called runestones. Don't mistake them with the runestone airdrop that happened from Leonidas, sorry. So it will look like something like this. I'm here on mempool.space, you must be familiar with that. And every transaction with runes will look like this. There will be some OP returns, and there you can store the mint functions, the etch functions, or transfer functions. I'm going to cover it right now because on BRC20s we were familiar with minting, with deploying, and that's now called etching. So whoever wants to, he can deploy and now etch their own runes token. There's multiple options how to do it. We will go through it just quickly. You will get to set a name. For now there will be minimum of 13 letters, 13 letters up to 28, and that will be the name. After around 4 months the minimum required letter amount would be 12, and so on. So after a few years we would see names to be started with at least like 2, 1 or 4 letters. So it's going to be much more friendlier other than 13 letters, but it is what it is. As we can see here, the example uncommon goods, that's going to be first rune token implemented into the protocol. It's going to be hard coded, and that's basically like what already was for BRC20s. So uncommon goods will be the first rune token hard coded into the runes protocol by KC itself. There are some other options. Divisibility, that basically mean the deployer, the etcher, could set the amount of how the rune will be divided. Basically, like if there will be decimals after the full number, right? Symbol could be $sign, some emojis, whatever. You don't really need to care about it if you are not about to etch your own rune, but it's something just to be familiar with. It's pretty much better option to know what you are basically doing. There will be also caps. That's the amount you can mint in a single transactions. Also the etcher could be, the deployer will set, or he has the option to set a block where the minting could happen. So he can create the rune on the 1st of May, and then he can say, yeah, after around 5 days, which is around 700 blocks, I want to start the mint. So basically he will say that after 1 week of the announcement the minting will start. So he will set the exact height of the block, and then everyone can get ready to mint these runes, as well as he can end it at specific time so not the full amount could be minted. So there's a lot of options. Minting is, as we know, similar to BRC20s. People will need to create single transactions, so there will be no bulk transactions. So that's why I will show you how you can get ready for it, because you will find issues in the mempool that your transaction will be not going through since you have already pending transactions. So I will make sure that you are ready to go. We can just skip these, they are not probably that important, even though they are, but it's nothing you should be worried about. So to start briefly now, you could be positioned into the runes already with pre-mines such as rune pubs, runestone, what are the others, RSIC, so you can still buy runestone and get the full airdrop. But for example, with RSIC, almost 90% I would say of the tokens has been already minted out, so now buying it might be pretty expensive and you don't know how many you will mint, or maybe you know how much runes you will mint, but you don't know what's going to happen with the price of this RSIC ordinal. So this is probably the most riskier player now, but it is up to you, do your own research. We've seen other tokens like rune doors, rune nodes that will also guarantee you some runes airdrop, but you should be ready also to buy it from the market. That's probably the best option if you are not positioned into the pre-runes as yet. You can be expecting OKEX, Uniset, Magic Eden to be the marketplaces of your choice for the first day of runes. We may see some flops, so not all of them will be working properly, so just be ready to use all of them. There are some others as well, but today I will not go over them all. Let's go back to the minting. Yeah, for minting you should be ready to isolate, because imagine you have one big UTXO worth of, for example here my UTXO size is 0.4 BTC, so that's one single UTXO. I want to split it in multiple UTXOs to be able to use it multiple times, but that's the majority of inscription tools that are out there. But with seedhunter.com, as you can see, seedhunter.com, that's our inscription tool. We have runes ready and you will not need to isolate them, but I still suggest you to do it, because if you are ready because anything can happen and you can then end up just waiting for your transaction to go through. Because in mempool, as we can see here, the usual amount of transaction is 3,400, 2,000. I believe the biggest block ever minted with the highest transaction amount was around 8,000. So if we have runes and there you can do only one mint at a transaction, so no bulks, you will need to put as many transactions, single transactions, into this block to get the runes minted as soon as possible, right? So let's say 8,000 runes in each block. We will have big mint of 21 million supply, 1,000 runes each, so we will need it could be quick, but it will not be. But to get into these blocks you will need to pay a higher fee, so it's always up to you how you need to calculate what you will be spending for 1,000 runes for one mint. So if the transaction will cost you $100, I would say it could be risky. You need to calculate your own, because every runes will have their own supply, right? So sometimes minting 1,000 runes at once could be more beneficial for you, other than if the supply is 21 million compared to token which supply would be 100 million or something like that. So always keep that in mind. And to put as many transactions into this block, I would do myself. I would create a lot of accounts here and I would start to send in smaller UTXOs into each wallet, so I can mint with multiple accounts at the same time within the same block, hopefully. But this makeaset.io helps you to isolate UTXOs, so you will just connect with your wallet, go to the isolation tool, you select the UTXO. I have already selected mine, and then you go to this right side where you can see isolation outputs already 4. So I have I have prepaid 4 outputs out of this one. So this is the big one output. I can click on split. Here I will set, I want to create new 200,000 UTXO. I click on split and it will be added up in here. So now I have 5. When it's all done, I'm going to set the fee. I will wait when it's less busier, but I will just then click on isolate, and then I will sign this transaction into my wallet, and you can see everything stays within my wallet, but it just split these UTXO into smaller ones so I can use them to mint. I have almost forgot to tell you that if you are going to use sethunter.com, you don't need to do this isolation stuff at all, because we allow to use the pending transaction outputs, right? So if you have one big UTXO, you create one mint transaction at a time, then you are going to create another one. Some tools will tell you that you need to wait for the block confirmation. What our tool does, it allows you to use the pending output that is still within your wallet, but it's not even yet confirmed, but you will be able to use it. You need to just be careful, and within the first transaction you need to set the fee sky high. I mean sky high, as high as possible, to remain profitable, but to get the first transaction through, because you will be able to create second transaction, third transaction, fourth transaction, whatever, but if the first one will not go through in the mempool and it will get stuck and will be pushed into the second or third blocks, the other transaction, even if they have higher fee, they will not be going through until the first does, right? So you need to be aware of that. So just put the first transaction fee as high as it makes sense. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Back to the video. So once Runes protocol is up and running, this button will be available, and you can go and mint runes on Sethunter. If you do own our ordinal, you are paying 0 service fees, which will help you to save as much money as possible. Also, you can buy Shint token on Uniset, and you will get the Sethunter's runes airdrop. It's going to be 1 to 2, so if you hold 7,000 Shint tokens, you will get 3,500 runes token on the of Sethunter's runes, right? And let me share some alpha here with you. I will be spending the evening to learn about this tool. It's called btcbot.pro. It's basically Telegram bot that helps you to buy, mint, and you can probably like front people, I believe, with this bot as well. So I will share this link with you in the descriptions, but you can do also batch minting with runes. That's pretty crazy. So I will try to do more research on it, and I will probably create a new video based on my research. But this looks pretty much good. They are followed by Uniset, B2B Square Network, Alex Lab, Cypher. This guy is from Cell Studio, so they are legit. Not many people know about them, and I believe it could be big advantage for this upcoming runes. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching.